Hey guys, so in my last video I talked about how you can make two server scripts communicate between each other using bindable events, but in today's video I wanted to talk about module scripts because they're also a very useful tool that you can use to more efficiently write code and make your game, and they allow communication sort of between scripts as well. The first thing you're going to want to do is add a module script to server script service. It can be added to workspace, I believe, as well, and probably a few other places, or many other places. But if you look inside it, you can already tell it's a table. And first of all, what is a module script? Well, a module script is a script that doesn't really run on its own, but it's basically a script where you can write a bunch of code that can be used later by other scripts. And it's basically an effective way of organizing your code so you don't have to rewrite it over and over again in other scripts. And you can just have a bunch of functions lined up in here ready to be fired by other scripts, which is really useful. It can also be used for object-oriented programming, which I could make a future video on, but basically it allows you to kind of store stats and data about certain objects, and then you could use that data to make objects appear, or whatever you would want to do. But yeah, so we're gonna define a few values in our module script. So we'll say let's do a string first. We'll do pizza, I guess. Whoa, I spelt that bad, but pizza, and then we'll do like the number 3. And then let's actually make a part in the workspace, and we'll say game.workspace.part. So .part. Okay, and so basically here we have 3 values in our module script already, which are all just different types of values. This is like an instance, this is a string, and this is an integer. I guess we could also do like false, which is a boolean, but I'm not gonna sit here and list all the types of values. So anyways, we are gonna insert a script, and I'm just going to put this module script inside this script. A lot of people like to do this because it's kind of like the module script holds a bunch of stuff that you're gonna fire in this script, but you can do whatever you want. You could keep them separate. I'm just gonna put it inside the script, and we're just gonna define the module script. So we'll say local module equals to require script dot module script. Now you may be wondering why I said require. Well, basically whenever you are defining a module script, you need to say require. So yeah, you just need to require the module script. Yeah, don't ask me why, I honestly don't know, but anyways, so now we can print values from this module script. So we could be like print module, let's say 4. So it's kind of acting like a table of values right now, and basically we're printing the 4th index of this module here. And now it will print false because the 4th value is false, obviously. So that's a very simple example. Now, let's say we delete all this and we decide to make an object or whatever, and we do some object-oriented programming. So we could define apple, so we could say apple, or let's do hot dog, I guess. And we could say, let's do like that, hot dog equals to a table. And the whole point of this is so that we can define the stats of the hot dog in this table. I believe this is how you do it. Yeah. So first we'll say cost equals to 50, for example. And then we could say, we'll say calories. We'll just say cals for short, equals to 150, right? That's very simple, right? And what we could say is we could say print module dot hot dog, and we could say dot cost. So we're able to get the hot dog's values, or the hot dog stats, I guess you could say. And it will print 50 because the hot dog costs 50. Don't mind my cat, she is meowing, but anyways. So that's basically how you could do some object-oriented programming. And if you want me to do a future video on this, I could definitely do that. Anyways, so let's move on, and we can do some more interesting things with this, like functions. So you can actually create functions in this module script. So I'll do module dot, let's say, print. And basically what this function will do is it'll just print the word hello. And so the whole point of this is we're making a function in the module script that we can access with other scripts. So we'll say module dot print. And basically we're just calling the function in this module script using our server script. So now it will print hello. And I believe you're able to pass parameters just like before, or with anything. So we could say like the number 5, and then num is like the parameter, and then we could say print num, not number range, but num. There it is. Yeah. If I can type it, but there you have it. So I guess, yeah, so you can create objects, you can give them stats, and you can print their stats. You can also create functions in the script. And yeah, so the whole reason this is kind of useful is, imagine you have a ton of scripts in your game that you want to do a certain thing, right? Then you could have them all do that thing by just typing the thing in here and then having them just do it, right? So like if we wanted to make this same function in a bunch of scripts, we wouldn't have to, because we could just write it in the module script, and then in other scripts we can just have them require the module and just activate the function, which is much more efficient, especially with bigger functions. And you're also able to define objects and whatnot. So if you wanted to like define a part or something in here, and then you could like create that with instance.new and use the stats that you gave it. So yeah, but that's just an example. And yeah, so this is a very simple kind of intro to module scripts. And if you guys want me to show you more about these scripts and how they work, and you know, object-oriented programming and stuff like that, then please go in my Discord or comment down below. And also, if you have any questions or anything like that or whatever, you can just go to my Discord and ask me there as well. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. So bye.